What to do when your favorite dot sight fails? Stay tuned. I'll tell you all about it. Okay, you are at the range running your favorite drills, or maybe you are in a competition, or in worst case, an antisocial encounter with someone wishing to do you or yours harm. Your handgun or long gun is in your hand, locked and loaded, ready to take on the threat. You have the best dot optic mounted on your firearm, for which money can be exchanged. You have trained with it, and it has never failed, until this moment. If you have optic-ready co-witness sights, there may be no problem. But what if you don't? That optic plate that you mounted on your pistol may have replaced your rear sight, or you didn't bother to replace the sights with something you could use if the optic failed. Such is the case of my Glock G41 with a Holosun 507C green dot optic. The optic does have the shake-awake feature and a very good battery life, but that doesn't mean it won't fail when I need it most. I should panic? No, of course not, because I still have a window to look through. Let me talk about that. This Holosun 507C optic has a 3 MOA green dot with a 32 MOA outer circle. The window in which the pattern appears is 0.63 inch by 0.91 inch. That's 0.573 square inches or 14.56182 square millimeters of viewing area. The first thing to do if your optic fails and you don't have co-witness sights like that on this Glock G41 with Holosun 507C green optic is don't panic. You still have a window to the soul of the devil, that person who is adamant in trying to take your life or the life of someone else. While I will not be as accurate as with a dot or pattern showing in the viewing window of the optic, there is still plenty to work with. All I can do is level the pistol as best I can and frame the target within the optic's window. Headshots may or may not be out of the question, but body shots, I'll go for them. Remember, any body part is not out of the question. The objective here is to put a stop to a threat. Now, let me put my mouth where my claim is. Well, did I prove my point? Can one be just as effective stopping a threat with an optic that is working as compared to an optic that is not? I mounted this Holosun 507C green dot optic on a pistol that is intended to be for home defense, but many are mounting optics on their everyday carry firearms without considering what to do if that optic should fail when it is needed most. Even when using this optic with pattern visible, I still managed to pull 2 shots, a result of trying to rush my shots. I think, however, and in general, that I have demonstrated that even with a non-operational optic, one can still make effective hits. Now, my range time was at a combat distance of 21 feet. At further distances, I would still go for body shots and probably forego any computer shots. The risk of missing my target is way too high. I am an old-school thud raised on using open sights on nearly every firearm that has them. I rely on open sights heavily for my everyday carry guns, primarily because they have never failed me, although at times I have failed me looking through them. Optics, magnified or not, do have a place, and I do use them with firearms that have longer barrels than handguns. In fact, it is almost mandatory that I do use optics when I am shooting them. With that said, I do believe that shooters new to shooting learn with open sights first. Then, if the need be felt, advance to an optical sight. With that said, I have seen many pistoleros with handguns loaded to the max with flashlight, laser, and an optic miss more targets than they can hit, just because they have not concentrated on basic marksmanship principles, which will fail them, regardless of how much stuff they can hang off or on a firearm. In a way, it's time I let you get back to whatever you were doing. I appreciate you taking the time to watch, and if you will, subscribe and share to help me grow the channel. Until we meet again, and I hope we do, stay vigilant, stay armed, and stay safe wherever your travels take you.